I had an experience where back, I guess you could say early days, not really, but whatever. But when I started singing the NUUU, there was always this character that would chase me around. And I'd always run from it because that's the personal self. And I became aware of that. And so I'm starting to face these things step at a time. And so it started running at me. And I just stood there. And I looked at it as it started running towards me. And it clung to me, and I took it off of me, and I folded it up. And, because I knew it really couldn't do anything to me unless I agreed to it to do something to me. And the whole experience, the view changed, where I was being dragged through some kind of underground facility, like a DUM, those deep underground, whatever, military bases. I was getting dragged by these two Mr. Smith type agents, and they had me wearing a vest that said caution, like I was dangerous or something. I thought that was kind of funny. And I remember giggling and looking at them and looking at the walls and looking at the floor. And I was like, hey, I've had my fun and they've had their fun, so I'm just going to leave. So I thought the word teleport, but that really wasn't it. I stepped into this state where I was just a viewpoint, and I saw the vest drop to the ground, totally disappeared, if that's what you would even call it. But it's like I stepped into my real awareness, where I had no thoughts, no considerations, no will, no nothing, and they had no clue where I went. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I actually had the ability to place the astral body where it needed to go, respectively. So just wanted to share that real quick. Thank you.
No, that's terrific, young man. Yes, and as you have these experiences, the fun thing, because I really like Facebook. Ever since I met Ava, she helped me maneuver Facebook. It's been almost 8 years now, and we've done so much there. I would say I've created over 3,000 groups on Facebook, but every time I get an idea, I create a group because it just puts it out there. It's free advertising, and yes, the bad boys see it, and it's their it's their thing, it's their mechanics, but at the same time, we get to use it. So I'm grateful that they created it, because I've reached you and others through it. And it's better than it used to be, where I used to have to go out there and physically do lectures and whatever in the public and drive all over. But your experience there and many others, for the fun of it, just take your time and make a group out of it. Creatively put it together as an adventure to explore more than just the personal self, and who wants to take part. And you explain and you share your experiences like Kevin and other people do, and as you keep doing it, multiplies out there, and you know what, we may surprise ourselves where this world comes around a little bit, instead of being, heading so fast towards self-destruction, which it's doing because of all the agreement. It's really not the bad boys so much, it's just all the agreement they have to it being destroyed. The chemtrail pilots up there, unless they agree to fly those planes, those planes do not fly. So they got to agree to that. And so when people stop agreeing to all this nonsense, well, there is a difference. And so we're not here to change things, but, as you do that and share that, yes. So again, the first step is we come here to share experiences. But then as we move out and to face life, that's the big challenge, to become more aware. You don't become more aware, or the idea is free yourself from creation by just having the information and knowledge and experiences. No, the experiences are for a reason. Why does a person go through boot camp? To get the experience? No, eventually for them to recognize what's possible, more so than the personal life they've had, but they go through the experience to get that. And this is where people get tripped up, thinking that, oh, I had this experience, or I did this or that. Well, that's fine. That's just the first step. Now what will you do? What will you actually do? What can you actually produce that's a benefit? And yes, a lot of people grow good food, they're good people, etc. But who can figure out how to recognize the true reality life is? It supersedes these little creation bubbles that we're in, which are very, very minute. And Paul described it too as a speck of dust in the real universes, and that's all they are. It's just our viewpoints in it. But the experiences as we're here, and you're young, you have a lot of life to live. So, sharing that and going out there and creatively doing that, making something out of it. And again, the groups on Facebook are great, and also live Facebook, where you sit there like Val has done and others and Tim, and sit there and talk about your experiences, or read some of the groups that I've written, or Kevin's experiences, which are great, and just keep putting it out there and just keep bothering people, okay, until they start to figure it out, because we have a new position, a new terminology, etc., and it takes a while for them to figure it out because they're used to the old stuff that just drudges them into being tap lined. And so, yeah, no one needs to have karma or tap lines or any of that nonsense. We don't need this stuff anymore, just like the world doesn't need to be poisoned, but look at all the agreement. So, yeah, that's cool. That's really cool, Jeremy. It's so good to see you step up, that you've come here. So good to meet you and others that have the courage to do that.
This planet Earth needs a lot of help from all of us right now. Dean Val of NUUU, Nations United, UNUversal, UNUversity, is contacting people around this world every day to share the importance of the all-natural environment supporting all of us. Dean Val and Duane Lee Heppner.org 501c3 have created CAN, Community Action Network, to help all communities become aware of how to be self-sufficient with permaculture and food and rainforests. We are always looking for real people to step up who want to learn what life on this earth is all about. We will be leasing large portions of land to create something wonderful for all communities everywhere. Contact Val Vittles on Skype and Facebook, and through the phone number and the website DuaneTheGreatWriter.net provided in the links, to get involved with what we all can do now. The NUUU, Nations United UNUversal UNUversity, is dedicated to supporting and providing a real purpose and real awareness with the all-natural environment supporting all of us. First comes this earth with food and rainforests, and to protect what is still here. For those who have the awareness to see what is actually taking place here with all the natural devastation, which is also purposely planned by WorldKontrollers, you now have a real opportunity to step up and do something with those who also care about your planet Earth. Duane Lee Heppner has created the NUUU, Nations United UNUversal UNUversity, which completely entails the all-natural environment everywhere, and a real education that has real value, and that far surpasses any commonly created indoctrinating educational system that does not focus on what sustains all of us naturally. Real survival makes sense with everything here that is self-sustaining.